If there's one thing that I've learned during my brief time on YouTube, it's that speaking from the heart and being brutally honest will eventually get the attention of the real toxic fandoms who will find you and try to discredit you. Because the last thing those people want is for anyone to be giving viewers a dose of reality. They live in their safe places, in their social media bubbles, and behind their profile pictures. So because of all of that, they've become comfortable with disrespecting people over a difference of opinion. Which is why I've taken it upon myself recently to expose these cowards for who they truly are. Let's discuss.
I watch so you don't have to.
All I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
Let me tell you the story of what we might call the average young man in our society. There's only one thing on earth he can do, and that's to begin to think, act, and talk like the people by whom he's surrounded. This is all in the world he can do. But right off the bat, the odds are 95-5 that he's thinking, acting, and talking like the wrong group. But the odds are 95-5 they haven't got the answers he needs if he's to reach fulfillment as a human being.
So for those of you that don't know, Star Wars Theory is a very large Star Wars YouTube channel with around 3.3 million subscribers. Now I don't watch his videos, but similar to the Zach Cherry situation from a couple of weeks ago, if nothing else, I understand that Star Wars Theory has a lot of love for the Star Wars franchise, and he's built a platform off expressing that love. And because of that, I can appreciate it.
My man.
After all, everything I do here on my channel is out of love. Even when I'm being negative about something, it's because I want better for it. Now with 3.3 million subscribers, I would venture to say that most of those people, if not all of them, understand what this person likes and doesn't like about Star Wars. Otherwise, they would have never subscribed to him in the first place.
That makes sense.
They obviously accept him for his opinions, and he's built a community of people who feel the same way. Unfortunately, as we've found out many times before, especially recently, Twitter is a different animal altogether when it comes to platforms. And again, it most certainly is not representative of real life. So Star Wars Theory made a tweet about what he would do if he woke up tomorrow morning and was the owner of Lucasfilm. And this tweet that he made was a very obviously long and well thought out series of tweets explaining exactly what he would do in that situation.
Anybody care about what I want?
I do.
Shut up. Get out.
Something that fans have done since the beginning of time. What would I do if given the power? He said everything from letting Kathleen Kennedy go, to removing all Disney influence from the franchise, to bringing George Lucas back into the fold creatively. Many things I happen to agree with and would do myself if I was in the same situation. Truthfully, it was a harmless tweet and I don't really think he meant any ill will while typing it. But as always, it was also a dose of reality that some people took issue with. You see, I can speak from experience on this. No matter how harmless your opinion may be, to some nut jobs on the internet, you don't agree with them, so you are the enemy. Period.
If you're not with me, then you're my enemy.
Only a Sith deals in absolutes.
So of course one of these highly irrational and emotional Scream 5 fanboys caught wind of this tweet and needed to put in his 2 cents. They retweeted it, pulling out one of the changes from the long list of changes that Star Wars Theory said that they would make. This retweet focused on the one that said, "The fans are always respected online by Lucasfilm employees. The fans come first." And below that, this person added a clip from Richie's Scream 5 tirade about toxic fandom.
Because nobody takes the true fans seriously. Not really. They just laugh at us. And why? Because we love something? We're just a fucking joke to them?
Essentially saying that by Star Wars Theory suggesting fans should be respected at all times, that he somehow has the same energy as a fictional mass-murdering psychopath. First off, I think we are in a sad state from a pop culture perspective when respecting the fans is looked at as a negative. Considering, again, this franchise wouldn't exist without those fans, so you kind of need them. But more than all of that, this was my whole issue with Scream 5's message to begin with when I talked about this over a year ago.
Man, I'm tired of being right.
That motive suggests that if you are critical of something that you love and passionate about something, that you are capable of becoming someone like Richie, albeit in an extreme situation. But to me, this very clearly embraced the toxic fandom narrative, which I believe is complete bullshit. And to me, that's a dangerous stance for the studio and Radio Silence to take in this situation. which is why I lost a lot of respect for them after the release of Scream 5, as well as certain horror YouTubers who also co-sign this message.
I knew it, I'm surrounded by assholes.
A lot of who ironically are now feeling the wrath of the real toxic fandom, that being the irrational people who are obsessed with bad movies and supporting them no matter what. Truthfully, some of the most toxic people I've encountered are the ones who like everything. The ones who refuse to see flaws in these films, and worship them like a cult and attacks anyone who doesn't. And Star Wars Theory found out over the weekend exactly what happens when these people eventually find you.
I will find you. And I will kill you.
Because eventually, yes, they do go after everyone because they are unstable and unpredictable. Star Wars Theory did respond to this ridiculous tweet, probably in the best way possible. He said, quote, "Read this thread. Lunatics who say The Last Jedi haters are basically mass murderers. I can't understand the logic behind these people." While most rational thinking people won't be able to understand this logic, because there is no logic to be understood.
I have no respect for those with no respect for logic.
Because this is what film discussion has become now, a battleground, where these lunatics, as he calls them, are being validated by the media as well as the movies themselves now. You see, anyone who spends enough time on YouTube or Twitter eventually has that moment where they wake up, and they take the blinders off and they see shit for the way that it actually is. Hollywood is systematically dividing fan bases right now, because controversy and infighting keeps the focus off the poor product that they are creating.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for them.
Well, with the exception of people like myself who refuse to be bullied by people who just want to label me, people who refuse to buy into your bullshit, and how you do everything in your power to deflect people's attention away from the real problem. That being, there aren't a lot of people in Hollywood who are actually capable of telling a good story. And now Hollywood uses the media and the movies themselves to program certain weak-minded individuals into being their little minions on social media. Bots who are programmed to attack anyone who speaks out or speaks honestly. The name of the game now is to fall in line and agree with everyone, or else.
I'm having trouble.
Accept whatever Hollywood gives you, otherwise you're a bigot, you're a misogynist, you're a racist, you're toxic. If you can't see what's really going on here, then I can't help you. But when it starts to impact bigger channels like Star Wars Theory, maybe then people will start to open their eyes and see where the real toxicity is coming from. It's coming straight from Hollywood and being funneled down all the way through to these mindless social media drones, who are very clearly incapable of thinking for themselves. My point in all of this, as always, is to keep speaking out. Don't be afraid to voice your frustrations, and keep bringing light to the very obvious flaws in modern entertainment. Because that's the only way as a fandom we are going to get entertainment that we can be proud of and enjoy again.
Y'all be cool. Nah.